Hello, you're listening to Liberty Rants. I just heard the news that President Donald J. Trump and his wife Melania have tested positive for COVID. Many people might be thinking, oh no, what if he dies? That would be devastating to our country moving forward. But I also know there are many others secretly hoping that something terrible happens to the president and his wife. But I have to say, you people are truly sick. Well, today, I'm going to tell you their chances of survival based on the CDC data itself. In order to do this, we must first know Don's and Melania's ages. Donald Trump is 74 years old, and Melania is 50 years old, so I think it's safe to say that Melania has a better chance of survival based on age alone. Next, we must calculate the numbers of death based on sex and age. So of the 148,409 deaths where the CDC has age and sex data, 15.6 or 23,183 deaths occurred in individuals in Melania's age group. 34% of those deaths were of females in the same age group. So 34% of 23,183 is 7,882. So 7,882 females died in Melania's age group. Now let's do the same for males. So of the 148,409 deaths, 21.1% or 31,200 deaths occurred in individuals in Donald's age bracket. 61.2% of the deaths were of males of the same age group. So 61.2% of 31,284 deaths is 19,146 deaths in Donald's age group. To find the death rate, we must determine the number of cases in the same demographic. Of the 5.2 million cases where the CDC had age and sex data, 20.6% or 1.1 million of them occurred in Melania's age group. Females accounted for 50.6% of those cases. So taking 50.6% of 1.1 million tells us there were 542,000 cases in females in Melania's age group. Now we must do the same for males. 7.6% or 390,000 of the 1.1 million cases occurred in Donald's age group. Males accounted for 50.4% of those cases. So taking 50.4% of the 390 cases tells us that there was 198 cases in males in Donald's age group. Now for our final result. I need a drum roll, please. For Melania, taking the 7,882 deaths divided by the 542,472 cases in females in her age bracket gives her a 98.5% chance of survival. For Donald J. Trump, the president, taking 19,146 deaths divided by the 542,472 cases in males in his age bracket gives him a 90.3% chance of survival. Now note that this was using the CDC numbers. This does not include the health of a specific person, of course. Remember that the CDC reported that 94% of deaths due to COVID are of those with health conditions and contributing factors. And of course, I know some of those contributing factors were from the virus itself. So those may be counted as COVID. However, many of those contributing causes were also not related to COVID at all. When the CDC reported the 6% deaths from COVID alone thing, 5,000 of the deaths were determined to be accidental deaths and poisonings. Also, as we know, this virus has been here since January, and we have limited testing, so I personally believe that the virus is much more widespread, and therefore those survival rates could be significantly higher. Thank goodness, of course. I know some of you aren't saying that. In summary, they both have a very good chance of survival, especially if they're both free of underlying health conditions. I know I've made some people happy with this news, but disturbingly, I've made many other people very disappointed with the 90+% chance of survival for both Donald Trump and Melania Trump. My thoughts and prayers go out to both Melania and Donald, and of course, anyone else who's suffering in this world.